Today, I am going to talk about how AI is eating everything. Every business, every job, everything we do will change because of AI. What does this mean for your future? Bloomberg has released a study, and they predict that the AI market will be $1.3 trillion by 2032. But you know what? I believe that is an underestimation. I work with many of the top leaders of companies around the world, global corporations like Qualcomm, like Lenovo, Volkswagen, Alibaba. When I talk to these leaders, I will tell you their number one priority right now, number one, for every major global corporation, AI transformation. So this number is too small because literally every business on the planet is in the process of transforming. This is why it is raining money in Silicon Valley. So can you believe these valuations? Databricks, which is founded by a Chinese, 134 billion US dollars. XAI, Elon Musk's company, 230 billion US dollars. Anthropic is now $350 billion. And of course, OpenAI, $830 billion. And it's not even public yet. This means when it IPOs, it will have to IPO at least $1 trillion. What does that mean? $1 trillion. Never before in history, the history of the world, has a company IPO'd at $1 trillion. This is the first time. Are these investors crazy? Or is something much bigger happening here? I want to put this in perspective. Do any of you know what Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, what did they IPO at? What was their IPO? Does anybody know? Raise your hand. I know. They IPO'd at $430 million. Less than $500 million. This means that OpenAI's IPO will be at least 2,000 times Amazon. This is why some people say it's a bubble. But I will tell you, even if it's a bubble, it doesn't matter. Remember the dot-com bubble? Boom! But what happened after that? Google, Meta, all these companies became huge, Amazon, even after the bubble burst. So yes, some of these companies may be overvalued, but that won't stop AI from changing everything we do. Right now, there's a battle for supremacy. In Silicon Valley, we see OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Microsoft, all competing. In China, you have Kimi, QN, Doubao, DeepSeek competing. Who will win? Not all of them. They won't all win. Markets consolidate. There will probably be 2 big AI companies in the future. Just 2. Just like there are now in the world with Google dominates search. You have companies like Microsoft and Apple competing and Google competing on the operating systems. AI will consolidate. It won't be the models. The models are all similar. The companies that wins will be the ones that build the richest, deepest ecosystem, meaning not just the large language model, but the entire platform and what it can do for industry, how it integrates with industry, how many developers they bring on, how many consumers they bring on. Connecting those all together, that is the power, and that is where they're waging their war. AI agents. If you work today at your job, I guarantee you, in the next 5 years, you will be working with an AI agent. Everybody will be. I know this because I'm helping design these systems with the largest companies in the world. They are rethinking the entire workflows in the organization so that every person who works will work in a different way, not the same way. You will not work the same way you do today. The idea of agents won't just be to help you like ChatGPT, but it will transform how you work, because it will be humans and machines working together, which is very, very different than humans and humans working together or humans with machines. All of us will become managers, not the people who do the work, but the people who manage the agents that do the work. This is where we're headed with the technology. And it will impact every department in a company, whether you are in HR, sales, procurement, marketing, your job will change. So let me show you how AI is eating different jobs. Up here is a startup called Icon. They have made an AI marketing agent. This marketing agent actually takes on 5 roles. It takes on the role of the copywriter who writes the marketing copy, the graphic artist who creates the image, the marketing manager who manages the campaign, and the specialists who target each platform. All you have to do with this application is show it your website on Amazon, and it will extract your brand, your logo, all the materials for your product that you're trying to sell on Amazon, and then it will create 100 different ads. And it will automatically start to show these ads across all these different platforms, across Google, across Meta's platform, across Amazon's platform. It'll show the ads, and then it will select which ads perform best, and it will pour money into those ads. Literally, this application takes over marketing. It markets for you. And not only that, it'll look at your competitors' ads. And if your competitors' ads are performing well, it'll copy their ads and put in your brand and your products. This is just one application. AI is eating sales. So there are AI applications now. One of the startups is called Gong. This application will actually listen in to your sales calls when you are making sales calls. It will actually, if you are talking in person to somebody, it'll listen in to your conversation when you're trying to sell somebody a product or service. And you know what? After the call, it'll give you feedback. It'll tell you specifically, you shouldn't have said that. If you want to close this deal, it's much better to have said this. And you should have asked for this instead of asking for that. These applications are so powerful right now. So Gong, they did a study of people using this AI application for sales. And what it does is every time it looks at a salesperson and listens to them, it learns. The AI gets that data and learns what works best. And then it shares it with other members of the sales team. And because of this, the salespeople using AI, they increase the revenue they're closing by 70%. 70% more revenue. AI is eating search. So they did a study recently about shopping online. When people are shopping online, 50% of people today, if they are going to make a major purchase, they go to AI before they make that purchase. They are doing research on AI. Soon it will be 100%. All of us, every person, we won't be searching the web when we go to do e-commerce. We will be searching through AI. This is why SEO is going away. We now have GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. So if you are a brand and you are targeting customers, you no longer think of the internet as the web. You are starting to think of the internet as AI. The internet is becoming AI. VEO, voice engine optimization. More and more people are talking to their AI. The future is we will be having a constant dialogue with our AI. And the AI will be informing us about everything we do in our work, in our shopping, in our life. And then there is AEO, answer engine optimization. Companies now, the biggest brands, I work with Ralph Lauren advising their senior management on how to reach customers. All of them are changing. They're like, if somebody is talking to AI and they want to buy clothing, they want Ralph Lauren to come up on top, right? They have to have it. If they're asking for the best quality, stylish clothing, every brand is competing to be in the answer that AI gives. AI is eating e-commerce. OpenAI just announced that ChatGPT will allow you now to buy products through ChatGPT. So instead of just sending you to a link to Amazon or to a website to buy the product, you'll make the purchase within ChatGPT. Why is this so important? Because ChatGPT now has almost 1 billion weekly active users. 1 billion weekly active users. Half of them are already looking up products that matter to them on AI before they make the purchase. So the interface for e-commerce is now becoming AI. Amazon is worried. They actually blocked OpenAI from accessing their site. They are trying to sue OpenAI because Amazon is scared. They are scared of OpenAI. OpenAI is not just thinking about AI to answer your questions. It is thinking about AI as becoming the internet, as becoming the gateway to the internet. AI is eating social media. We already know that when we watch a video now, whether it's on TikTok or Douyin, whether it's on Instagram or Little Red Book, when we watch a video, AI is deciding what we watch. But it's going a step further. OpenAI just announced that they are launching groups. Groups are where you can get together with your friends on ChatGPT and meet and discuss together. Why is OpenAI doing this? Because they have 1 billion users. And what they want to become is not just question and answer. They also want to become a social platform. Meta also is investing huge amounts because they realize that more and more AI is going to be the interface through which all of us communicate. All of us buy products. All of us connect and do business. AI will be between everything. So there will be a point where AI becomes the operating system. Literally becomes the operating system. Why do you think Sam Altman and OpenAI is hiring all these people from Apple to build new devices? They are going to launch a wearable that people will wear every day, that will listen to everything you do in the environment, all the conversations you have, track where you go, and use that data to help you understand and navigate the world. I predict OpenAI will be launching a phone soon. They will be launching a phone soon. We know that ByteDance tried a Doubao phone, but they failed. Why did they fail? Well, because Alipay, WeChat Pay, stopped them. They said, no, it violates our security. But that wasn't the reason they stopped them. Do you know why they stopped them? They didn't want competition. They can see that how powerful AI is. And Tencent and Ant Group know that if an AI phone happens, they could be cut out of e-commerce. So they are trying to block them. There is a war going on right now. The big companies know that AI is going to eat everything, and unless they control it, unless they're the ones in control of the interface, they will lose out. AI is eating call centers. There's a company called Phonely.com. They run AI call centers. These call centers have human-like voices, perfectly realistic voices. But you know what? They went a step further. Instead of just speaking like a human, their voices answer you instantly. You know how when you talk to AI, you know it's AI because you have to wait to get a response. It takes time. They installed custom chips in their data centers to speed up the time so that the AI will talk just like a human, respond quickly. And 70% of the people who call their call centers think they're talking to a human. That's today. That's right now. A year from now, it'll be 90% or higher. Soon, you will be on a phone call, I guarantee it, and you'll be talking to somebody, and you will think they're human. They could be somebody even in your company. You think you're calling HR, and it's a human, but it's AI. You will be talking to AI. So AI will have voices like us. AI will have images, just like a human. We will be talking to AI like we do each other and not even realizing it. AI is eating HR. There is a startup in Silicon Valley called Gecko. So Gecko is a company that allows you, if you are a manager, to interview employees through AI. So if somebody's coming to you for a job, if you have 100 people coming to you for a job and you don't have time to talk to them all, you send them to the AI. The AI will analyze the facial expression. The AI will analyze their tone of voice. The AI will ask them whatever questions it thinks are relevant to the job. And at the end, the AI will give this person on the video call a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So managers of the future will say, okay, I will have 200 people apply for this job, and the AI will tell me the top 3, and I will interview the top 3. What does this mean? This means many of us in the future will be interviewing with AI before we ever talk to a human. We already know AI already screens our resume. Now we have to actually talk to the AI in order to get to a human. Well, this is very efficient for the companies, but it can be very difficult for somebody looking for a job. What if the AI doesn't like you? What if they keep rejecting you? You could never get a job because the AI won't ever introduce you to a human. It's scary. So we may have to think about these applications and design it so the AI has to tell you why you were rejected. Why didn't you perform well? Maybe the AI has to coach you to help you become better on your next interview. AI is eating science. There is a startup right now in Silicon Valley called Periodic Labs. They have created an AI scientist. This scientist can look at all the data that it's given and can come up with its own hypotheses, its own ideas for new scientific breakthroughs. It could be using a drug that was for heart condition, but seeing if it helps people with Alzheimer's disease. This company, this startup, is going a step further. It is actually doing fundamental science research. How is this possible? How can AI do research just like a human scientist? Well, they have built an entire robotic scientific lab. So it's an entire lab now with robots doing the scientific experiments. So the AI can not only come up with the idea, but it can actually do the experiments and generate its own original data, its own research, and actually make scientific breakthroughs. So we are seeing the next level where we are automating the entire scientific process. And this will dramatically speed up discovery for cures to cancer, for cures to almost every disease. The rate at which we solve these problems will compress. be exponentially faster. AI is eating coding. So if you're an engineer today, and I talk to many engineers, especially in startups in Silicon Valley, you aren't coding. You are spending your time talking to AI. Engineers are becoming more like project managers who are managing different AI agents that are doing the coding. This is the next generation. Anthropic is the leader. Claude Code is the #1. This is what engineers are using today to produce the best code. Why would Anthropic invest so much money just in coding? They have ignored video, they have ignored audio, they have put all their resources just into coding. Do any of you know why coding is so important? Do any of you know? Think about it. Why is coding so important? Why is coding more important than any other thing an AI company could do? Because once an AI can write code, anything you want to do, any new feature you want in an application, any new task you want to do that the AI doesn't know how to do, it could code it. It can code, it can solve its own problem. So we are building AI agents right now that can go out into the real world independently of us, take action on their own. If they hit a problem, they don't have the right interface, they need certain code to gather the data or process the data, the AI will be able to write its own code. In an application of the future, if you are using a future application, you won't just use an application. You know how you use an application and then you're like, oh, if I only had this feature, if it only had this one feature, I would be so happy. In the future, you'll be able to talk to the application and the AI will add the feature. The AI will literally code the feature just for you. So all of us, when we are using applications, they won't be an application that is static. They will be an application that's alive, that's actually changing because the AI can code itself. And in the future, the big AI companies want to have AI code AI. And that's where we hit this exponential intelligence growth, the growth to AGI and super intelligence. AI is eating healthcare. Did you know Google launched an AI doctor? And they tested this AI doctor against human doctors. Who is better at diagnosing patients? You come in, you have a headache, you have your chest hurts, you have trouble breathing. Do you have COVID? Do you have some other disease? Well, they tested the AI and the human doctors. And Google found the AI performed better 28 out of 32 categories. Already performs better. This is today. A year from now, the AI will be better at diagnosing across every category. Better than a human doctor. But the really interesting thing, the thing that surprised me the most, was the human patients. When they worked with the AI and they worked with the human doctor, do you know what they said? They said, the AI gives me better diagnoses. The AI explains things more clearly. But not only that, they said, I feel the AI was more honest, more truthful with me. And most importantly, they said, I think the AI cares about me more. I think the AI cares about me more than the human doctor. Why? Because human doctors are in a rush, right? They can only spend so much time. I have to go. But the AI will answer all your questions. The AI will be kind to you, right? The AI will be patient with you. Human beings preferred to work with the AI than with a human. What does this tell us? And this is about our healthcare, the most personal thing we can ask for. It tells us that as AI moves into services in society, many of us are going to choose to work with AI over humans. At Stanford University, they have robots that can learn to do surgery on human beings simply by watching videos. The AI, if it watches enough video of human doctors doing surgery, it can do the surgery. No other training. What does this mean for our future? This means we are going to be building these robots that can literally walk onto a job site It could be a construction site. Look how the people build the building, and the robot could learn. Could be a factory, on a factory room floor. Watch what the people are doing. The AI can learn. We are going to be putting robots into the world that can literally learn like we do by observing what goes on around them. And right now, we are on the point where we are building millions of these robots. Millions of humanoid robots. China is the leader. No country in the world can compete with China for robotics manufacturing because no country in the world has the supply chain that China has. It doesn't exist. So China is going to be taking a lead in putting out these robots at a very low cost. I was just in Beijing at the Robot Center, the main robot tech park in Beijing, and I met the robot that just won the robot marathon. So they have robots now running marathons. These robots are going to be so capable in the next 5 years that they are going to be moving out into the workforce. And we are going to see a world where robots will be working alongside us every day. So, will AI eat our jobs? We already know if you are a knowledge worker, AI agents will be able to do most of the work that humans do today. Maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, but it's happening. But even if you serve food in a restaurant, you work in a hotel, you work in a factory, the robots are coming. And the robots never sleep. The robots never take a vacation. The robots never get sick. These robots only need power. Once you make the investment and buy them, they just need power. So if you're an employer, what are you going to do? Hire a human? When you can buy a robot for less money than it costs you to hire a person for 1 year. And then you own the robot. And the robot gets better every year because they get upgraded. New intelligence. So we have to rethink our society and where we are headed. Because we are moving into a totally different world. A different world. Thank you so much for having me here today, and I look forward to hopefully collaborating with you in the future.